All right, we'll wrap things up today with Suzann Pettersen, our 2009 CP Women's Open winner, so celebrating the 10-year anniversary of your win. This is her 12th CP Women's Open and your first since 2016 for very good reason. Welcome back, Suzann.
Thank you.
It's good to have you back. Your first time playing on this side of the pond by yourself since coming back from your maternity leave. How are you feeling as you come back to Canada?
Well, obviously, Canada has always been very kind to me and my golf game, and I've had some great success. So when I was thinking of how I can possibly prepare the best I can for September, playing here was a very obvious choice. So I'm happy to be here. I arrived a little bit later than I normally did in my heyday. Routines has changed, but I saw the course this morning, another great track, fantastic surroundings, and can't wait to tee it up tomorrow.
You mentioned September, a big week for you. Just announced that you will be part of the Team Europe for the Solheim Cup. Certainly playing with Beanie at Dow and getting yourself back into the game. Have you caught the golf bug again? Is it getting back to you?
Well, I caught it a long time ago when I started preparing for the Dow team event. But, things evolved a little different over the summer, and my game kind of came back to me a little bit, and I kept playing, and I was encouraged to keep practicing and keep playing, and hopefully get a pick. And very happy to be part of a playing team, and not only as a vice captain to Beanie, but fantastic to play another Solheim. Glen Eagles is going to be a fantastic venue. I think we have an awesome team, young, great spirit, feisty, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and it already is a lot of fun.
So this is your third event back since the maternity leave, the Dow event, and then you played at the Scottish, playing this week, and in Portland next week. What is the state of your game as you get back and get used to the routine of it all?
Well, I'm kind of creating new routines.
Right.
I'm not trying to pick up where I left it because priorities are different. My time is a little different. But these 2 weeks, I left everyone at home so I can kind of get the preparation and the hard work done for what's coming in 3 or 4 weeks. I thought that was my best option, and I would just love to go out and compete, get sharp, and for each shot that I hit, for each round that I play, I feel like the game is getting better and better. No, I feel great. Obviously, great to be back, see all other players. There's some players I really haven't seen for almost 2 years, so I feel like I'm the only one who's actually aged.
How does Magna set up for you this week? It looks absolutely lovely out there.
I mean, it's fantastic. Lovely wide fairways, tough greens, challenging greens, a lot of undulations. You got to have the speed and kind of read the greens good. But like I said, it's always fun to come to the CN because we play fantastic tracks, and they're in absolute perfect condition, so no excuse.
We'll open it up for any questions. Raise your hand. We'll bring around a mic. We'll start in the middle with John.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm curious, is there anything unique or distinct about Canadian crowds when you play here?
I just think the Canadian crowd are sports fanatics in general. If hockey is not on, I think golf is at least high on the list of high interests among the locals, the public. I don't think I've been to any tournaments in Canada where the crowd hasn't been absolutely fantastic. So I have no doubt that it's going to be exactly the same this week. And this week we're a little bit close to like a bigger hub. So I don't know if that appeals more. And from what I've heard, this is golfing mecca with golf courses and a lot of golf interest. So it'll be fun to see.
Right over here.
Hi there, Suzann. Let's not forget you won the 2016 Manulife Financial Classic as well, so 2 wins in Canada, so welcome back. 2 questions for you. About the course, you've only played 9 holes so far. Most of the courses on the LPGA Tour seem to be 64 to 6,600 yards, somewhere around. I'm not sure what they all are, but this one's a little bit over than 60, or about 6,700. Is that going to make a difference, do you think, the extra length that this course is showing?
I don't really think so. From the 9 that I played this morning, I played the back 9. The fairways are fairly generous. I mean, you're literally almost hitting driver off every hole. So you're leaving yourself with a scoring iron. So you'll see birdies out here, and the par 5s are somehow reachable. Some tricky greens, but you can't but expect low scores around this place. I mean, it's in immaculate shape.
And a second question is, you're a mother now, obviously, and you're back on tour now. What has been kind of the biggest change that you've had to make to your preparation, that you didn't have to make before? Or
Well,
is there
first
just
of all,
one?
becoming a mom has been absolutely greatest gift. Leaving everyone behind yesterday was tough. First time away for, first time I'm literally away for more than just a day or two. So it's probably a lot tougher on me than it is on anyone else. And I'm probably much better off not knowing what doesn't work at home instead of knowing how everything goes. But you know what? It's when I started kind of picking up the game again after quite a long break, it was a big hurdle to get over. It's a lot of frustration. Obviously, everyone who plays this game know that it's not just like biking. When you kind of pick it back up, it takes a while and you have to be patient. But at the same time, I feel like I've almost created some new routines. I just, in general, don't have the time that I used to have on my hand. So efficiencies on my time has gone up for sure. I can get a lot more done, and I feel a bit almost better quality than just wasting 6 hours just standing on the practice range, just wasting the time. So just really enjoying it. It's kind of, I've had a lot of time to think about the game. And if you talk to some of my coaches, I probably come back and parts of the game might actually look the best it's ever been, because all of a sudden I've had time to read all my notes, understand it, think about it, and kind of digest it. So I'm just really excited to be out playing. The fun of playing this game has definitely come back to me. At times I've probably been one of the toughest there is out here, especially on myself and to my own expectations. I wouldn't say I have no expectations, but I'm a lot more laid back. I still know what my game should be like and how I want to play, and obviously the good stuff is great. There's still some rust in there, but like I said, the more I play, the better the overall game gets, and I feel very confident that by the time Solheim's around, I'll be in top form.
Over here to Ian.
Yeah, I was going to say, will that laid-back feeling be there when the Solheim Cup ramps up? That's usually a pretty fiery event.
Sorry, I didn't.
Will you be that laid back once the Solheim gets here? Because that's usually pretty fiery.
Well, I mean, it's just the energy that the Solheim creates that's kind of brings out the competitor in you. I mean, obviously, Solheim is a lot more than just golf, and that's kind of the most important thing that I've learned from Solheim Cups. I mean, the best memories I have from a golf course is definitely from Solheim Cups. What you kind of achieve together as a team, the job that's kind of put down, and the effort and all the memories that are made, you'll never forget them. And each and every one has a different story and a little different background, but I can't guarantee that I will be as laid back, but I'm sure my teammates, because they're so young, they'll keep me grounded and make sure I don't kind of come off flying.
Now, having said that, with the youth involved, do you see your role changing now into more of a leadership role as much as a player role?
Well, now I'm probably more of a motherhood role, to be honest. You know what? In our team, there's a great dynamic. We have rookies, we have youngsters, we have, I don't know if you want to call me a veteran, but a lot of players have played a lot more than just 2 and 3, a lot of experience. And I just think the combination of all of us has already created a great energy among the team. We've already spent some days together, we've had fun, we've kind of loosened the kind of, everyone, I feel I think everyone feels quite comfortable around each other, and that's very important. For me, it's also getting to know some of these youngsters because I've been away for literally almost 2 years, and I've enjoyed getting to know a lot of these young girls more than just seeing their name on the paper. So I literally can't wait, and I wasn't sure if this was going to happen again, so I'm actually very excited and happy that I actually got a pick.
Anything further for Suzann? Yes, right in the front.
You mentioned during your time off for your maternity leave that you thought a lot more about your game. I'm curious, what were you sort of thinking about? What were you focusing on?
Well, I was. My absence from the tour became a little bit longer than first planned. So in the beginning of my maternity leave, before, like during the pregnancies, the last bit of the pregnancy, to be honest, I was sick of golf. Because when I realized I wasn't going to be able to play, I wasn't going to be able to travel, the best thing for me was to actually just shut off the switch, which I've never done. This first time in 20 years. I turned it off and I didn't think about golf. I didn't watch golf. I hardly paid attention to what was going on, who won, who's doing well. And that is different to if you're injured and you can't play. Because if you're injured and you're sitting on the sideline doing rehab, your mind is constantly grinding. At least mine is, or mine has been. You think about golf, you think about your swing, you think about this. I mean, you don't ever give yourself a break. And this is literally the first really big break that I've ever had in 20 years or as a professional. So that was nice. But then once I knew that, okay, there are a few dates that I knew was on the calendar in 2019 that I had to be ready for. And once I kind of turned that switch back on, it was almost like refreshed. And it almost refreshed my memories. It refreshed kind of the hard drive of 20 years of golf. And people are like, well, you won't have any problems picking it back up. I mean, it's so easy for you. I mean, it was as tough as it's ever been. And at times, the frustration came back, and I must say that I did not miss. But it's like anything in life. Once you kind of got over that hurdle and things started flowing again, you can kind of respond to things that your coaches are telling you, and your body feels like familiar again. It was a lot of fun, and I just realized that I probably have a lot more knowledge than I kind of give myself credit for. So that has probably also made it a little bit easier coming back. And to be honest, I've worked a lot by myself, trusted what I know, going through all the notes of all these years. So it's been a fun process, but different.
Yes, Keely, and then we'll wrap up.
When you say that you turned the switch off, how long did you leave it off?
It's actually the first time I've realized what a life this is and what a bubble being a professional athlete is. Because once you're in it, you don't think about it. But I stepped away long enough, and I was far enough away that I could look at everything from the outside looking back in, which almost made me think that I've been a weirdo for 19 years. I was totally away from the game for about 10 months, completely away from the game. And then I slowly picked it back up. But I want to say I was at least absent from the game for a good solid 12 months. So, yeah.
Was it harder physically or mentally when you started to practice again?
I think it's a combination, because physically you feel like you know you think you know what you're doing, but the body is not quite responding. And that brings in the mental part, and that's when the frustration comes in. And but once kind of both parts kind of synced up a little bit, it was, I think you just got to give yourself time and give yourself time enough to come back and feel like you can play the game again.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Suzann. Welcome back. Good to have you.
Thanks.